Greetings all, it's Dr. Bankhead at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. I'm going to pick up where I left off talking about my interaction with the witch. So, I had connected the dots and I had sussed out the suspect, and now I was going to disclose that I was aware. And I did tell her that I was aware, and she deflected, and I expressed my lack of concern about anything anyone would try to put on me, because I said to her, I said, I'm an earth angel. I'm a light worker. I'm an empress. I'm a high priestess. I didn't say I was a shaman, but I am a shaman. And I've embraced the divine feminine. And I told her that. And I said, I was also protected by the hounds of heaven and the hounds of hell. I got spiritual protection. God protects me. And I believe that was the end of the conversation. I was kind of expecting to have the conversation with her because I already had identified her as a witch. But there were some things that she was unaware that had transpired in my life. So last year, no, I'll actually go further back. In 2018, I found myself homeless because for 40 years I was oppressed by a coven of witches that put spells on me, made it very difficult for me to make it, actually. I mean, I was struggling. That's why this is called the struggle in, because I know what it's like, honey. I've been there. So I'm not going into all those details right now because this is not about that. But I lost the house and I was homeless. And homeless is when you have no fixed address of your own. Yeah. The homeless people, no fixed address. You try to get a job, but you have no fixed address. You want to get a phone, but you have no money and no fixed address. Yeah, it's sort of an endless cycle. You might even find yourself funky because you don't have a fixed address. But I was fortunate to have 4 or 5 people who were willing to open their doors for me. And so for 2 years, I was staying with a friend that I had from grade school. And I selected that location because she had said to me, "You're welcome to come and stay in my house for as long as you'd like. You never have to go anywhere again. You can stay with me forever." And I said, okay, that sounds great. Because I was tired of worrying about where I was going to stay and how I was going to afford it. So I went there in another state. And although I personally felt the location was less than ideal, excuse me, my nose likes to itch and my throat likes to get frog in it when I'm trying to share a story with you. Anyway, I was in another state and it wasn't exactly what I would consider to be the ideal location, but I was pleased and grateful. I was very, very grateful to have a roof over my head. And my friend had asked me whether I could cook. And I said, yes, I can. She said, well, I would like for you to cook. There we go again. I would like for you to cook. So I agreed to cook for her bedridden mother. Yeah. And so her there were one, two, three, four, including myself, there were five people in the house. So her mother was really the only one that she was interested or concerned about me fixing the meal for, because she didn't want her stepfather fixing the meals, she said. So, but the stepfather was fixing the meals for the mother, um, breakfast and lunch. So I was fixing dinner every day. Although I did come to acknowledge for myself that my friend was actually getting free cooking help. But it was okay with me because it was a fair exchange. I was staying in her house after all. And I also gave her a third of my income, um, when I had income coming in, to stay in her house. And it came about after 2 years that she said to me, well, before I say that, before I get there, let me just say this. As I stated, it wasn't what I would consider to be the ideal location, but it was a roof over my head. And I was grateful I was very grateful for that. I was very, very grateful. But it came about that I really wasn't content. I wasn't happy. I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And I couldn't see myself living the rest of my days like that. I just didn't know what I was going to do. So I started looking for a place to go on my own when she came to me and she said, I don't think that you're a good fit for my family. I think you need to leave. So I said, okay, all right, I will. My mother always said to me, don't stay where you're not wanted. So I wasn't wanted there. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I knew I had to move on. And it was okay with me because honestly, I wasn't feeling it. So I called a friend, another friend, another friend that had offered me the possibility of staying there, to see if it was possible for me to stay there until I could find a place of my own. And I'm very, very grateful, and I will forever be grateful to my dear friend who did allow me to come and stay with them. And it was when I was staying with them, there we go again. I wish it meant I was going to get rich. I'm sorry, that's funny. Anyway, where was I? Yes, yes. I'm very grateful for my friend for allowing me to stay with them. And it was there that I found a location to stay in that I could say was my own place, and I am now no longer homeless. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful, and I am fully great. Please tune in again for the next installment. This is Dr. Bankhead at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. Have a wonderful day.